Hello and good evening. Many, including Wikipedia, describe him as the BJP's face in the Northeast. And in recent weeks and days, he's been extensively touring Manipur to ensure that the party that's ruling at the center in New Delhi gets to rule in Imphal as well. And if that were to happen, that will be record-setting in more than one way. In Candid Conversation tonight, I'm speaking with Minister of State for Home Affairs, Kiren Rijiju. So happy you could spare the time in this busy moment. Just tell us, you know, the BJP the last time around in the assembly elections got 0 seats, negligible vote share, 2.12%. Why do you think that things will be so different this time around, you being claiming that you'll get a 2/3 majority?
Actually, for quite some time, BJP had been trying to make its presence and inroads into the deep inside pockets of northeastern state. We have been successful in Assam. We have absolute majority government in Arunachal Pradesh. We have some presence in some pockets, but Manipur will be a big test. Because Manipur, we used to have good presence 2 decades back. But after that, there were some unfortunate incidents which made difficult for BJP to make its inroad into Manipur. The agitation which took place in 2003, and thereafter there were certain incidents. But we have come out with a renewed strength this time, and Prime Minister's clarion call to free Manipur from violence and corruption, this has gone down very well with the people. And I have been campaigning for quite some time, not only when the election is declared, but much before. I have stressed lots of things, and which is paying dividends. We are seeing massive response from the people in the valley and the hills of Manipur also.
And winning those elections, the by-elections, and before that the Nagar Palika and the municipal elections was also an indicator.
We won both the by-election of the assembly and the municipal also.
Okay, and that's
Autonomous
that's
Council also we did good job in hills and valley both.
But you know, the Congress has been ruling the state for the last 15 years. It's practically the last standing bastion of the party in the entire country. And Ukram Bobi Singh has survived so many upheavals. Is the Congress putting up a fight that you have taken as a challenge?
Yes, I was a bit surprised, but we were careful. Around 5-6 months back, the ministers and MLAs of Ibobi government, they were leaving him. Some ministers quit, MLAs quit the government in position. It is very unusual that the ministers and MLA leave the party. It happens only when they lose the confidence in the leadership of their party. So when that thing, that exodus of the Congress leaders were happening, I warned the people of Manipur. Now Congress is losing so badly. The Congress party and the Congress chief minister might try to create some kind of trouble which they would like to take political benefits out of. And exactly that happened. Then Ibobi Singh created a controversy. He divided the hills with the people of valley. He tried to divide between the various tribes and communities, and he propped up certain things, especially the action which led to the economic blockade. So the economic blockade,
which has been on from the 1st of November, it's the longest blockade, longer than the one in 2011.
Yes, such a long blockade which led to the suffering of the people. The essential commodities were such costly that normal people are unable to afford it.
And is this suffering uniform in the state, or is there still, even in this valley hill divide?
It's almost uniform except the bordering towns and villages.
Where it's even worse?
No, towards Assam side, because
their supplies from
they
the
are
other
not
side.
affected by the blockade on the national highway. So when this blockade started, when the people started suffering, Ibobi Singh tried to cash on that, saying that the blockades were enforced by the Nagas, and Naga militants have, the NSNIM is talking to the government of India. So government of India is responsible for blockade and thereby making people suffer. He almost succeeded that. He almost succeeded. Then we told the people that it is the chief minister who orchestrated all this thing.
Okay.
He is in tacit understanding with the blockade, the people, and try to create problem for people.
One can understand it's a classic Game of Thrones going on in Manipur. But just tell us, you mentioned 3-4 things. I want to take them one by one. In your previous answer, you had said the issues of violence and corruption. What, you're the Minister of State for Home Affairs, what, in your opinion, is the assessment of the security situation in the state right now?
Security situation is a big challenge. Now we are unable to directly involve because the election process is going on, and then election commission is in charge to deploy all officers.
Every other day bombs are being found at rally grounds, threats being issued for top leaders, including the Prime Minister.
Very disturbing situation when the Prime Minister came to Imphal to address rally. Some underground elements called Bandh, and they told people not to attend the rally. But very, pleasantly, I was surprised that that was the biggest ever rally in the history of Manipur. Never before so many people attended a single rally.
That is such a wonderful indicator. Do you feel that a clear message is being given here to those who do not want democracy to prevail? They're being told that democracy won't be denied.
There are
by holding these elections, because a lot of people are questioning why are these elections being held at this time,
unfortunately,
when there's a blockade on, when there are so many other factors.
But we have to have this election to ensure that the government, the Congress government's misrule must end. The Congress has inflicted so much of pains and sufferings to the people of Northeast, and the only panacea to that is installation of a BJP government in Manipur.
Okay. The Prime Minister has said you elect the BJP, there will be no more blockade. The Prime Minister said we'll do for Manipur in 15 months what the Congress didn't do in 15 years. Now your critics, your rivals are saying this is jumlebazi again. Now what can you say? What can you say to tell the people of Manipur that QED, we'll demonstrate what have we done so far for the Northeast, what have we done so far for Manipur, for the people of Manipur since we've been in power from 2014?
It is very clear. The transformation which is taking place since 2014 is so much visible. Every sector, things are happening, and it is having a maximum impact and positive effect on all those BJP ruled states. There are some states, Congress ruled states or some other political party ruled states, they may not be able to take full advantage because they are always in the opposing.
There's been impact in Assam, although it's not even been has it been a year? I don't think it's been a year yet.
Going to be. So Assam has been, reeling under lots of problems for a long time. But since BJP government is installed, things are moving smoothly. Same way in Arunachal Pradesh also. After the installation of BJP government, now the projects are taking off, roads are being built, electrification process is in full steam. Things are going in the right direction. Same will be the case of Manipur. Once central government and state government works in tandem, in a complete understanding, there must be synergy between the state government and central government, then the projects will take off. Like for example, Prime Minister announced the sports university, the first time in India, the sports university in Manipur. Now without the land acquisition, we cannot do anything. We are waiting, money is there, but the state government, Ibobi Singh government, is not taking the possession of the land. So how will we establish land is a
Why aren't they doing that?
They don't want to give credit
is
to the
there
BJP
some
government.
problem in getting hold of the land?
Because the state government do not want it. So you see,
The state government can share credit.
They can, they should have. The development is a booty which everybody must share. The state government, I'm giving you an assurance. Once BJP government is installed in Manipur, within a year this land acquisition entire process will be completed, and by 2 years time we should be almost ready with the infrastructure, and then start the project as soon as possible.
You also spoke about, you said that Ibobi Singh did something that disturbed the atmosphere. You referred to the issue of the districts, the creation of the districts, the new hill districts, which led to the agitation. What is the status of that entire exercise now? Because a lot has changed on the ground since then.
See, creation of district is the prerogative of the state government. Administrative convenience or reaching administration to the close doorsteps of the people, these are the right of the state government, and we have nothing to say that. But in 2012, when Chidambaram was the Home Minister, he visited Manipur, and during that time the Chief Minister had made a commitment, written commitment, that new creation of district is a very sensitive subject in Manipur because of the various tribes exist in each district, and he had promised that without the consultation of all the members of the community, new districts will not be created. That was his promise. We did not give the promise. And when he made that promise, then he should fulfill that promise. Then later on he went on the
he can't fulfill it, he's out of power.
Declaration spree. I think he broke his own promise in desperation, because otherwise he was losing. So that is the only way out. He could divide between the tribes and to anger the Nagas so that they call a blockade and Ibobi Singh takes the benefit.
But what is the plan if the BJP were to win, and you're saying it's quite possible, in terms of ending this blockade?
We will enforce all possible things to end the blockade. You can't have a blockade for such a long time in a sovereign country like India. People's interest must be supreme, and for that we have to do everything at our command.
That suggests a strong arm.
Through negotiation, through talks, by use of forces, whatever.
I'm glad you're spelling it out. I'm glad you're spelling it out, because things can be misconstrued.
Yeah.
Right. Now, another issue, of course, has been the one of the Naga Accord, which is being used by the opposition to attack your government, because the accord happened 1.5 years ago, and people are saying that the content is not known and it's being used, that absence of information is being used in a certain way to raise certain fears about the territorial integrity of the state. Do you think this is a situation that should remain, that facts shouldn't come out?
See,
because even in the past, governments which have had some sort of an agreement with the NSCMIM and other bodies, they have not been open with facts.
No, there was some agreement long time back.
Yeah, there was.
And then the problem started.
In the time of the Gujarat government, there was.
And before that, when
even before that, yeah.
Is a Fizo's time, there was an accord in Shillong.
So this is a very sensitive matter.
They are opposed to that. NNC case. This is a long pending problem of Nagas. What Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji did was, in the beginning only, when we came to power, we made it particularly with regards to Nagas, that we are committed to solve the problem. You can solve the problem when you identify the problem. Okay. So, in that framework agreement, what is being stated is it's just one-page document. It's nothing to spell about, because it's not an agreement or not a final accord.
It's a framework
agreement. It's a framework that on the basis of which we will progress. There, Government of India has specifically mentioned, taking a leaf out of what Vajpayee ji had said in his 2003 visit to Nagaland, that Government of India recognizes the unique history of Nagas. That has been reiterated. Okay. So, from our side, things were spelled out. From their side, things were spelled out.
And both your senior minister, Rajnath Singh ji, and the Prime Minister have said it doesn't mention Manipur.
No, this is nothing to do with the territorial integrity of Manipur. It is merely stating that the Government of India recognizes the unique history of Nagas and their problems, and government is committed to it, and the talk is going on.
So why can't you upload it on the Home Ministry website and be done with it?
There's nothing to upload, because the talks are going on.
Okay, okay. So the talks are still going on, which is why things are not final. Yeah. and this is not the right juncture to do it.
No, how can you do that when the final?
Sorry, I'm trying to put words in your mouth, but could you tell me when would be the right juncture to let people know that this is what we have, this is what we've agreed to do with the Nagas?
No, we will put out in a right time. We don't want to vitiate the atmosphere before the talk is concluded. The talk with the NSE and IM is progressing positively, and our interlocutor, who is Mr. R.N. Ravi, he is also the GIC chairman. He is in touch, constantly in touch with the NSE and IM leadership, and talks are going on. At the same time, he is talking to other stakeholders, because you have to take everybody along.
Okay. Asked and answered, but what would you say to the Congress, which is creating this scene that something has happened and it's very shady, and Manipur is being shortchanged?
Congress would never like to have a solution. They want problem to remain. In Kashmir also, the problems and whatever issues we are seeing today is all Congress creation.
Okay.
All the problems in Northeast, if you see carefully, the root cause is Congress misrule and Congress misgovernance. And now also, I have told the people of Manipur that Congress is trying to drive political mileage out of human tragedy. Now the Naga talks also. Once the framework agreement was announced, all the chief ministers of northeastern states, they welcomed it. They said, oh, good initiative by the Prime Minister. But after 3 days, the Congress president calls them up, says that why are you appreciating the BJP effort? Then they again made statement contradicting their earlier one, and they started criticizing this framework agreement. That shows that how insensitive Congress to the problems of the Northeast.
Okay. On that note, we'll take a short break in Candid Conversation with Kiren Rijiju. We'll be right back with a lot more on Manipur, and of course, even some questions related to the country. Keep watching.
ईशा जी, आपके हस्बैंड आपकी वॉशिंग को 10 में से कितने मार्क्स देंगे?
जाने दीजिए ना।
अरे घबराइए मत।
सॉरी।
काश मैं महंगी टिकिया ले पाती।
नहीं फेना, सुपर वॉश टिकिया आजमाइए।
बेहतरीन झाग, कोमल हाथ, रोज और चंदन, सुपर चमक।
महंगी टिकिया जैसी धुलाई नहीं, फेना सुपर वॉश टिकिया में समाई।
फेना ही लेना।
10 रुपए की फेना सुपर वॉश टिकिया पर 40 ग्राम ज्यादा और 5 रुपए की फेना टिकिया पर 25 ग्राम मुफ्त।
फेना।
सफलता के लिए चाहिए बंधनों से मुक्ति।
जीएसटी देश भर में उत्पादों के बाधा रहित प्रवाह और व्यापार की सुगमता के लिए।
जीएसटी, एक राष्ट्र, एक कर, एक बाजार। सफलता के लिए चाहिए बंधनों से मुक्ति।
जीएसटी देश भर में उत्पादों के बाधा रहित प्रवाह और व्यापार की सुगमता के लिए।
जीएसटी, एक राष्ट्र, एक कर, एक बाजार।
पेश है नए युग का नया महिंद्रा यूवो। इसका पावरफुल इंजन करे ऐसी जमीन पे भी ज्यादा काम जो पहले कभी नहीं हुआ। 15 गियर यानी अब हर काम होगा जल्दी। आधुनिक हाइड्रोलिक्स यानी हर बार 100% सटीक काम। महिंद्रा यूवो, ज्यादा जल्दी बेहतर।
सफलता सफलता के लिए चाहिए बंधनों से मुक्ति।
जीएसटी देश भर में उत्पादों के बाधा रहित प्रवाह और व्यापार की सुगमता के लिए।
जीएसटी, एक राष्ट्र, एक कर, एक बाजार।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
अरे तुम्हारे चेहरे पर ये दाने कैसे?
रात मैंने मुहासों वाली क्रीम लगाई थी जो आप लाए थे।
लाना जरा वो क्रीम।
ये लीजिए।
ओह गॉड, दुकानदार ने तो मुझे एक्सपायरी डेट वाली क्रीम दे दी है।
क्या अब हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते?
क्यों नहीं कर सकते? बिल है ना मेरे पास। जी हाँ, आप दुकानदार की शिकायत कंज्यूमर फोरम में करें। उपभोक्ता मामले विभाग, भारत सरकार एवं एसोचैम द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
लोन मिल जाएगा ना उसे?
अरे उसके स्टार्टअप का आइडिया ब्रिलियंट है, ऊपर से मैं उसका गारंटर हूँ। लोन सैंक्शन हो गया ना?
आपके अकाउंट में लेन देन ठीक नहीं होने की वजह से वो।
अगर आप डिफॉल्ट करेंगे तो आप खुद तो शर्मिंदा होंगे ही, ऊपर से आने वाली पीढ़ी के उन्नति के रास्ते भी बंद कर देंगे। चुकाएं अपना उधार और जीवन में लाएं बहार। पंजाब नेशनल बैंक।
अगर कोई बच्चा आपके यहाँ काम कर रहा है तो आप भी अपराधी हैं।
भैया 2 कोल्ड ड्रिंक देना।
30 रुपए दे दो।
पर एमआरपी के हिसाब से तो सिर्फ 24 रुपए हुए।
एमआरपी को छोड़ो, ठंडा करने के लिए बर्फ भी तो लगता है।
पर आप एमआरपी से ज्यादा नहीं ले सकते, ये गलत है।
जी हाँ, एमआरपी जानना हर ग्राहक का हक है।
अगर कोई दुकानदार एमआरपी से अधिक डिमांड करे तो उसके खिलाफ अपने राज्य के विधिक माप विज्ञान विभाग में शिकायत करें। आप नेशनल कंज्यूमर हेल्पलाइन की भी मदद ले सकते हैं।
आज खुश तो बहुत होगे तुम, जो आज तक तुम्हारे मंदिर की सीढ़ियां नहीं चढ़ा, जिसने आज तक कभी तुम्हारे सामने सर नहीं झुकाया, जिसने आज तक कभी तुम्हारे सामने हाथ नहीं फैलाए, वो आज तुम्हारे सामने हाथ फैलाए खड़ा है। बहुत खुश होगे तुम, बहुत खुश होंगे कि आपने मेरे मुख से आज अपना फेवरेट डायलॉग सुन लिया। अब आप वादा कीजिए कि आप मुझे भी खुश करेंगे। अरे भाई, डायलॉग सुना करके नहीं, अपनी नर्सरी में कंपोस्ट का इस्तेमाल करके। देखिए, फल, सब्जियों के छिलके, सूखे पत्ते, इन सब चीजों से बने कंपोस्ट मिट्टी को और भी उपजाऊ बनाता है। और ये आपको किसी भी फर्टिलाइजर की दुकान पर मिल जाएगा। जानकारी के लिए 1969 पर फोन लगाइए और पूछिए। कंपोस्ट बनाओ, कंपोस्ट अपनाओ।
स्वच्छ भारत मिशन, एक कदम स्वच्छता की ओर, शहरी विकास मंत्रालय द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
Welcome back. We're in candid conversation with Minister of State for Home Affairs, Kiren Rijiju. We're talking about Manipur. The BJP is making a very serious, a very sincere bid to be given the opportunity to come to power and serve the people of Manipur. And Kiren Rijiju is at the forefront of that effort. You've said that it's going very well, this particular effort. And there were issues that had come up ever since 2014, the centre came to power, where the situation could have worsened in terms of the security situation, law and order in Manipur. But the centre has played a role in mitigating those circumstances. Could you give some instances? The contentious 3 bills, is that one?
Those bills are kept pending because not every member of the communities in Manipur are supporting it, and it's quite controversial. Because of that, many innocent lives were lost. So that is there, and these are all because of the actions of the Manipur state government. The controversies were created. We are here to mitigate the problem. We will not fuel another problem. It's very clear. Manipur and the Northeast, we have seen enough of problems. We can't afford to have more problems. So the Prime Minister's Act is policy. It's very clear. Prime Minister is looking at the eastern part of the world through the prism of northeastern region.
And Manipur is the link.
Manipur is a big link, and Northeast has the potential to become an important economic hub. We are very sure after this election, we can really take up various steps to ensure that the economic activities take off.
Okay. And for that, peace is extremely important.
Without peace, nothing can happen. Peace is absolute necessity for development.
Let's talk about your electoral strategy, because I have some questions related to that. People have been saying that the BJP had these allies and things were going well, but then ultimately they didn't go with them, and that is not a good idea. Do you feel that they are right, or what you've done is right?
No, BJP is very sincere. We want to take everybody along. The Prime Minister has already made his points very clear, that sabka saath, sabka vikas.
Yeah, but that is why couldn't you take your allies along in Manipur?
See, Manipur, there is nothing called big allies. They are like-minded people. But today, for the first time, BJP is putting up candidates in all the 60 assembly segments for the first time. Yeah. So BJP is going to form the government on its own strength. So there is no necessity of talking or speaking about allies where it doesn't exist. One or two people may be there, but that's not worth.
The issue of, again, this time around in Manipur not having a chief ministerial candidate, your own party chief in Manipur has said that perhaps the reason is there are too many leaders.
Well, these are a matter to be decided at particular point of time depending on the situation. Where we have a clear-cut leadership, the chief minister candidate is declared. Where a collective leadership is to take on the challenge, then there is no declaration on particular candidate. So it's very situational.
Let's talk about the situation in the country, because Manipur is part of the country, we're all one. And the situation in the country is, right now, it's become charged because of this issue of what is happening in Delhi University, one girl. You've made some comments. What would you like to say at this point to ensure that this charged atmosphere is brought back to normalcy, it's diffused, because a lot of it is just noise, especially in social media?
This vitiating the atmosphere is the intention of some left ideological groups and Congress party, because they have lost the ground before the people, so they try to create issues. We are focused in the governance. We have been given task by the Prime Minister to look after various ministries and departments. We are focused on that. We are not engaging on these issues. The only thing is, when they try to blame the government, when they try to create situation, then only we react. When there is an issue of law and order, then definitely we come into picture. That's all.
You reacted in a certain way on Twitter, and people have made all kinds of comments. Some praised it, some pilloried it.
Some people try to create controversies out of the comments and all, but for us it's not a controversy, because for a young girl, there was a case of 120-year-old girl wrote something and all. She's a young girl. Why should we have?
If you could speak to Gurbeher Kaur right now, what would you tell her?
No, she's a young girl. She should concentrate on studies. At the same time, she has a freedom of her mind. She can speak whatever she wants. But any student or anybody in
and
this
if she's threatened, if she's...
No, that shouldn't happen. If anybody has made foul language, or somebody in the disguise of a different name tries to make some kind of a foul, threatening language and all, so they must be identified and action must be taken. But the young student, they must speak out their mind, but only my advice is, don't abuse the nation, that's all.
That's right, because the nation comes first. It was great meeting you, and all the best for Manipur and the contests ahead.